Welcome back to Travels Large. If you come across this review, you probably have several questions either prior to or after booking your cruise with Virgin Voyages. Is there a certain demographic on board? Am I too young? Am I too old? Is there a size preference on board? Today I'm going to answer all those questions and so much more. That way you have a better understanding before or after you book your next voyage with Virgin Voyages. I'm on the Scarlet Lady. This 5-night cruise departed from Miami with stops in Cozumel and Bimini, Bahamas. I will share with you what made this cruise phenomenal, what's going to be different from what you are used to, and what you can expect on a Virgin Voyage ship. Virgin Voyages is different from the rest. They set out to change up the idea of what cruising is. On board, there are several different age groups. Virgin Voyages is an adults-only cruise, so the minimum age on board is 18, and I've seen everybody up into the retired age. So everybody's welcome, no matter what size, no matter what background. They welcome everybody. Virgin Voyages has everything set up quite different than the average cruise line. Once you get on board, you're going to notice gratuities are already covered in your fare. Your fare also comes with basic Wi-Fi. Soda and juices are also included. Another thing that's nice on board, there's no people trying to upsell you for special dining because all restaurants on the ship are included with your fare. Also, drink packages, they do those differently. It's not all you can drink. You can pre-buy onboard credit for drinks and they match that, and that goes towards your drinks. That way you can get whatever you would like within your budget. When I arrived at Terminal 5, which is the Virgin Terminal, I realized that there was no long lines out front and I was going to be able to get in quickly. Everything was quick. I had all my documentation in order prior to boarding the ship, and from the door of the terminal to in my room took less than half an hour, which is not something you see on many of the cruise lines. That is one thing that I think sets Virgin apart from the rest of the cruise lines. When I got to my room, I settled in real quick. Rooms were ready when I got on the ship. There was no waiting period. My room on board, I had a sea terrace, which on a lot of ships is just called a balcony. What sets this apart, do have a hammock. Unfortunately, it is rated for 350 pounds. I'm a little heavier than that, but you do have that on all sea terrace rooms. The room was well appointed. I would say not a lot of storage in the room. So if you're traveling with another person, on this trip I traveled by myself, but if you're traveling with another person it might get tight as to where you can put stuff. Another thing that threw me off, there's not a lot of sitting places. Your balcony actually has more places to sit than the room. They do have a chair in there, but there is no couch. So that's a little different than main cruise lines. I know when they were coming up with the concept of the ship, there was an idea to change your bed to a couch and then back to a bed, but logistically I don't think that panned out, so they just leave it as a bed. So a lot of technology in the room. There's a tablet so you can control the lighting, the curtains, the TV. So that's one thing that's really nice in the room, is you can control all that from just a little tablet. Change the mood lighting. I thought that was really cool. The bathroom is kind of small in comparison to other like rooms. One thing back to the bathroom though, the bathroom has great water pressure. The rainfall shower head is fantastic. There's also a wand which offers great water pressure as well. The rainfall shower head is available in all the staterooms on board, which is one thing I think that sets Virgin apart from a lot of the other cruise lines. One thing that stands out to me is housekeeping on board. They kept my room very clean. There was once a day service, but they kept the room very clean. One thing that I think sets Virgin apart is they do have filtered water available in your room that they stock for you at any time. Of course, when I get on board, I always like to get something to eat. I made my way up to the galley, which, unlike traditional cruise lines, the galley on this ship is not a buffet. They actually do not even have a buffet on this ship. It is made to order or quickly prepared in a restaurant area called the galley. In the galley they have a noodle spot, they have a taco spot, they have a sandwich spot, they have a 24-hour dinner dash. They also have a burger place and a place that makes salads. So what you do is you go in, you'll sit down, a waiter will come to you and they will ask you what you would like to order from any of those spots, and it will be brought to your table for you. So everybody in the galley, very personable, very friendly. Now, talking about the food quality in the galley, I would say it's pretty on par with a lot of other cruise lines. One thing I would say about the galley is they have many options that are available to you. The restaurants on board, each night I went to a different place. The first night I went to the Wake, which is the steakhouse on board. That is where my waiter was, his name was Randy. He went through the menu very thoroughly, answered any questions that I might have, and that was wonderful. My favorite place on board, a couple nights later, I went to Extra Virgin. That is the Italian place on board, and they had wonderful food. I think they had the best steak on the ship, probably one of the best steaks that I've ever had in my life. Not a thick cut of meat, but it was very delicious, had a lot of flavor. The night before that, I went to Razzle Dazzle. The food in there was okay. It wasn't quite my taste. Everybody has different taste. But the dessert was probably one of my least favorite things there. The night after, I went to Pink Agave, which is the Mexican restaurant or the Latin restaurant on board. There I had quite a few options, and that was very delicious. That is one thing that I enjoyed throughout this cruise is the crew. They are different, I would say, than any other cruise line. They're more personable, like I said, and they are more one-on-one, and you don't feel like they're being rushed or you're bothering them when they are with you. After a good dinner, I like to go see the night's entertainment. One of the first nights, I saw Leonard Chan in the Red Room, which is the main theater on board. One thing that's cool about this theater, it is transformational, so it can go from stadium seating to a traditional theater seating and just to an open space. So each of the shows that I saw, they changed the theater each time to a different style of seating. But Leonard Chan, he was a pretty good comedian, had a couple good laughs, decent show. The following day, I saw a great show on board, which was called Dual Reality, which is a modern remake of Romeo and Juliet with acrobats. And I thought it was great how the actors incorporated the crowd and kind of got the crowd involved in the show. If you get the opportunity to see this show while on board, I definitely recommend it. I thought it's the best show I've ever seen at sea. One thing that I think Virgin Voyages prides himself in is the technology they use on board. So Wi-Fi is available to everybody who is on board. It is no cost for basic Wi-Fi, which includes surfing, iMessage, and things like that. I upgraded to premium because I uploaded a few YouTube videos, worked fantastic for that. A little slower in land, but not bad overall. And also so I could do FaceTime with people back home. The shore excursion team was great help. I had a couple questions on the day I boarded about a shore excursion, so I didn't book it pre to getting onto the ship. But when I asked them some questions, they were able to answer those and were able to quickly get me booked into the shore excursion that I wanted, which was the Tulum Ruins and Cenote Swim in Tulum, Mexico, which, if you have the chance and you have the abilities, I think was a great excursion. I do wish I had a little more time to swim in the cenotes, but I understand the time crunch because you got to go from Cozumel to Tulum, which is a little bit of travel time. And then our second stop was Bimini, Bahamas. At Bimini, they have a private beach club which has 2 pools, large beach area, nice, clean, good food, drinks are available there, free Wi-Fi as well, so that's one thing I enjoyed while at the Bahamas. It was a great relaxing beach club, had a great day there. If you found this review helpful, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, and if you have any questions about anything on board or have any comments, definitely please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I enjoy reading those. Overall, my impression of Virgin Voyages is they are trying to change the way people see cruising. They welcome everybody on board, doesn't matter your age, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, everybody is welcome on board. Even people my size, people my age and younger or older, everybody's welcome on board. So That's one thing I think they're doing to set apart. Another thing, the crew on board is different than any other cruise I've been on. I hear that Virgin treats their crew better than any other cruise line, pays them better, and there is better benefits. So that is one thing that I thoroughly enjoy on board. If you're used to traditional cruising, there is a little bit of learning curve, but after a day or so, it starts to become more natural. And at the end of my 5-night voyage, I actually honestly prefer it over some of the other cruise lines. I like all cruise lines. All crew across all cruise lines work hard. I'm not discrediting that, but I would say on board, this has been some of the best crew that I have had the opportunity to deal with. So to wrap everything up, I would book this again. I would have no qualms in doing that. I'm actually looking to book it again. So I would like to finish up my review of the Scarlet Lady and say I would definitely do this cruise again. And if this is a cruise that interests you, I would be more than happy to help you book that cruise. Reach out to me via email or whatever social media that you would like. I'd be more than happy to help you get on board and experience Virgin for yourself. So tonight from Scarlet Lady, in a small world travels large. Good night.